Well, happy Memorial Day, my family. I guess this is what some of you went off in years past to die for. The AI imprisonment system fully implemented since last year, space fence fully operational to celebrate your willingness to die for the people who think that they control the world. They gave us a nice, cold, cool AI dump, geoengineered, white cold Memorial Day. This is what you were willing to die for so that these hellites could actually take over the entire ionosphere. Lockheed and Bill Gates and the CIA's help, of course. Make sure that I'm well protected and well loved by allowing me to exist in this tent and make videos, but make sure that they never get seen by more than 2 or 3 people at the most, because I'm telling you the actual explicit truth that they really don't want you to know. Which is that, of course, the real sovereign king or queen is within the mind of the Gnosis, the sacred Christ that is in all beings, particularly those who understand that harmlessness, respect, and discipline are the law, not violence, abuse, and torture, not criminal robber barons. But, of course, if you were of reptilian blood, say if you were of the class, if you're in the human form, still on this planet, a few perhaps that have more than 50%, say reptilian or Anunnaki DNA, you would certainly feel that conquest and power, dominion is divine. Not only that, but particularly if you're reptilian-blooded humanoid, you will feel that war, of course, is sacred. So having been live in this country where they've been able to use the serpentine double speak of the word pirates, serpents take over. I've got to get Pierre Sabac's book. It's called The Murder of Reality, pierresabac.com. And he went into great research detail about how these beings, the reptilians, have inserted their wordplay in. And so Memorial Day is a good example of we got to celebrate all of the wars, and killings, ritual blood killings and wars in the form of wars is one of their many forms they use. And so to take a day off in USA, to take a day off school holiday to celebrate ritual war killing and, the conquest through of course, once again, the dark side, the inverted, the Luciferic, and the satanic, which was in the old ways was more before they developed this really extensive psychological and nanotech warfare methods that were involved way in the trenches of now, of course, um, blowing people up with guns and bombs. My mother's husband and so many loved ones we have on the planet still that are veterans, and I don't mean to. I'm not denigrating their suffering, and I feel their pain every time I talk to them, and as I'm empathic, and I respect that they were willing to die for this beautiful country that even Native Americans were sent off into war to die because they believed it. So the thing is that reminds me of the song I sang on this channel in the very early days, Cherokee Nation, right? So the Cherokee Nation just had their first harvest, and they took back their sovereign right to grow cannabis because they said they had an opioid epidemic. The state of Virginia had just legalized it for over 21, so that the Cherokee chiefs, but they still they're only going to distribute the cannabis to members of the Cherokee tribe. We support the nobility of the idea of willing to die for your land, but why not in this fight we're in now? Remember that, like I said before, the Hare Krishnas and the Rastafarians of the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Hopis were the three groups I know of that were able to keep their tribal lands from the Khazarian Mafia by maintaining guns. And as I made a video called the meek shall inherit the earth, about Jordan Peterson's interpretation that it meant someone who had weapons but were not going to use them except to protect their land. So in this sense, I would say let's celebrate peace through vigilance, mentally, spiritually, and if you feel the need that's it's a dangerous road to use physical protection, but I respect the law of the constitutional carry states in those regions that have those rights. Because California, they're just sort of, they're just going to toe the line. So, kiss the rights goodbye, and for the most part in many of these regions, I guess. As far as I know, sure the people will be protesting. But, the war we're in now, of course, as I've said in recent transmissions, the Decepticons literally hijacking the entire ionosphere, blocking the sunlight. Again, this is my message. This is your master's present to you for willing to die for their greed, and you're willing to die for their greed, their dominance, their totalitarianism. They're going to make it nice and cool and cold and full of nanotech and lithium so that we can all celebrate that Bill Gates and the dark side and all the beings who love the dark lords and who are really their slaves, and they're the dark lords themselves, the archons, the reptilians, the Anunnaki, Yahweh, the demiurge. They control and rule over this planet, and they just have to rub it in your face at every angle, and you just use me to shadow ban my videos, but use me as a boost, a loose boost to build more space fence walls. Here it is, guys. We rule the planet. We control you, No, it's just summer fog and I'm a psychopath. Well, okay. The la-di-da people all took the great, grand, mad scientist experiment. And the dark side gets to steal it all, but then does it? And I don't think so. Because we're in the second coming. This is why they have to bring out all their guns. Because they don't really want to resort to shooting with bullets and bombs. That's been done, many, many times. So this is what it's going to be. This is what I'm going to do, is fight back by saying, you know what? You are a part, not the one and only, but you are a part of the holy sacred ghost. And you can remember to have respect for all beings. You can remember to never bring violence, because violence is a violation. You can learn how to never, or almost never, very seldom have to go anywhere near someone in a black robe. But only if you have the courage and the discipline to do that. You can make it so that a direct energy weapon somehow doesn't kill you, just by having guardian angels that you're in touch with. I don't know exactly how it works. I'd say faith in the real creator can protect you from the deceiver and the Decepticon's lies. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to this, hit the notification bell, follow me. Let's create a more respectful and beautiful, sacred world, like it is here in nature, like it is on the ground level underneath the madness in the sky here. Let's create a world like the world these birds are living in, with technology, with free will. Let's create a divine living world again within the human family.